I never thought I'd be the kind of person to get uninvited from their own mother's birthday. But life has a cruel way of testing how much humiliation you can take before you finally break. It all started 2 weeks before Mom's big 60th birthday party. She'd been planning it for months. Fancy hotel ballroom, expensive catering, a photo booth, even a live singer. My sister Rachel was practically running the whole thing. She's always been the pretty one, the kind of person who walks into a room and the world adjusts its lighting for her. And me? I've always been the other one, the quiet, practical daughter, the one who helped pay bills when Dad left, who stayed up late filling out Mom's insurance forms, who gave up college so Rachel could chase her modeling dreams. But none of that seemed to matter anymore. I remember standing in the kitchen that afternoon when Mom called. Her voice sounded too careful, like she was walking on glass. "Sweetheart," she began, "I've been meaning to talk to you about the party." "Sure," I said, smiling without a clue. "Do you need me to come early to help set up?" There was a pause. I could hear Rachel laughing in the background. Then Mom sighed. "Actually, honey, about that, Rachel and I think it might be better if you didn't come." I froze. I thought I heard her wrong. "What?" "Please don't take it the wrong way," she said quickly. "You know how the event is. Very formal. And the photographers, we just don't want you to feel uncomfortable." Uncomfortable? I asked her what she meant. And then came the words that cut deeper than anything I'd heard in my life. "You don't always present yourself well, sweetheart. You know, the clothes, the hair. We don't want people to compare you to. It's Rachel's big moment, too, with her modeling agency attending. It's important she looks perfect." I laughed, a broken kind of laugh. "So I'm not good looking enough to stand next to your other daughter?" "Please don't make this hard," she whispered. "You know how things are. It's just one night. We'll celebrate together later. Just family." That was the moment something inside me cracked. All the years I'd worked to keep this family standing suddenly felt like they meant nothing. I hung up without saying another word. That night I sat in my apartment and stared at my reflection for hours. My mother didn't want me at her birthday because I didn't look good enough. I replayed that sentence over and over until it became poison in my head. For a few days I didn't tell anyone. I just went through the motions: work, laundry, dishes. Then I saw Rachel's post on Instagram. "Can't wait to celebrate Mom's 60th in style. Family, glam, and golden memories." The photo showed her trying on dresses, Mom beside her, beaming with pride. My name wasn't even mentioned. I didn't cry. I just felt empty, like my entire existence had been quietly erased because I didn't fit their version of beautiful. But something changed that week. Maybe it was anger. Maybe it was exhaustion. I decided if they didn't want me because of how I looked, I'd remind them that I was more than what they could measure with a mirror. I went to a thrift store, bought a few things that made me feel like myself. Not expensive, just simple, clean, confident. I got a haircut, not for them, but for me. And then I started saying yes to things I'd always avoided. A coworker had been inviting me to her book club for months. I finally went. Turned out she was also a photographer. Not the glamorous kind, but someone who captured real people, raw emotion. One day after the meeting, she asked if she could take my picture. "Why me?" I laughed. "Because you have a story in your eyes," she said. It sounded cheesy, but something about it stayed with me. She posted the photo online, tagged me, and somehow that photo started to get attention. Not for being perfect, but for being real. People commented things like, "You look powerful. You remind me of myself. There's beauty in truth." That weekend, the night of Mom's party arrived. I didn't plan to go. But when I saw their posts, Rachel in her golden gown, Mom smiling like everything was perfect, I felt something shift again. I wasn't jealous anymore. I was done being the invisible daughter. So I got dressed in the outfit that made me feel like me. A simple white dress, minimal makeup, hair tied back. And I went. I didn't walk into the ballroom like a storm. I just entered quietly. Heads turned. Not because I looked glamorous, but because I looked calm, confident, unbothered. Mom's face went pale. Rachel froze mid-laugh. "Sweetheart, you weren't supposed to." I know, I said softly, but I needed to be here. The silence was deafening. People whispered. The photographer, the one Rachel had hired, instinctively took a few shots. I didn't pose. I just looked at Mom. I wanted to celebrate your birthday, Mom. That's all I ever wanted. She didn't reply, but her expression said everything. Guilt, shock, shame, and maybe a regret. I stayed for 10 minutes, handed her the small box I'd brought. An old photo of the three of us, from the days when we didn't care about appearances. Then I left quietly before they could say anything else. The next morning, I woke up to hundreds of notifications. My coworker's photo of me had been shared again, by a women's magazine this time. They'd written a short piece titled, Redefining Beauty, the Power of Authentic Confidence. I couldn't help but smile. Later that day, Mom called. Her voice trembled. I saw the article, she said. You look beautiful. I didn't know how to respond. Part of me wanted to forgive her, and part of me wanted her to sit in that silence, to feel the sting of her own words reflected back. You didn't need me to look perfect, Mom, I finally said. You just needed me to exist the way I am. That should have been enough. There was a long pause, then she whispered, I'm sorry. And for the first time in years, I believed she meant it. Rachel called too, later that night. She was crying. I didn't realize how much it hurt you. I thought it was normal. That's how Mom always was. I didn't hate her. I just told her, it's not your fault for being loved differently. It's her fault for teaching us that love depends on how we look. Since that night, I've changed in ways I can't explain. I no longer try to fit anyone's frame of beauty. I've learned that looking good isn't about being flawless. It's about being free. Sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones who made you believe your worth needed approval. But once you stop waiting for them to see you, you start seeing yourself. A few months later, Mom invited me over again. No events, no guests, no cameras, just dinner. She cooked my favorite meal. The house was quiet. She hugged me at the door and said, I missed you. And this time, I didn't feel invisible. I realized something that night. The people who once looked down on you will always come around when they see your light can't be dimmed. I didn't need revenge or validation, just peace. So when I look at that old family photo now, the one I gave her, I don't see ugliness or comparison anymore. I see survival. I see strength. I see the version of me that kept showing up, even when I wasn't invited. And that to me is what truly looking good means.